We do things like songs that are a little, what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.
All right. Welcome to another week of Manifestations. As you guys can see, it's me and Major tonight. Bobby couldn't be here with us tonight. He's doing this thing. I think he entered the dojo over there, Bloodsport. So he's over there kicking some ass. So, wish our brother well on his combat mission. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have a great show tonight. Wanted to keep it lightweight tonight, have some fun tonight. Tonight's show is called Meme Meaning. Meaning that every time we go on social media, we always see memes, and sometimes everybody getting a little discussion or argument about figuring out what does the meme really mean. So we're just gonna definitely throw up some memes tonight. We can have the discussion of how you feel the meme. What do you think about the meme? What's your thoughts on it? And join in with us as we do this. And like I said, we appreciate you guys each and every week for joining us on these dope conversation and dialogues. All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
what's going on, Major? Everything good?
Everything is blessed, man. Everything is blessed. I'm good here, man. I'm feeling great. My
Good.
49ers lost today, but that's okay. The
Yes.
Eagles lost today too, and that's
Yes.
fantastic. And
Yes.
we got our brother Bobby Drake out there, you know, throwing people around on the mat. Shout out to that brother. I hope you place first. You feel me?
Yes. Yes.
That's
Definitely.
what it is, man. Well, I'm feeling good this Sunday, man. I have
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
complaints. Yeah.
Definite win all around. My Dolphins took a win. So guess what? The
Mm.
Dolphins, the Eagles, and the 49ers all have in common is that we all have the same record. So
How about that?
let's let's see who ends up in the bowl.
Oh, we already know. I know we going. I don't know
You
about
sure?
nobody else, but 49
Y'all might
is in.
y'all might y'all might get knocked off by Dallas.
And then you woke up. You said that with a straight face. Hey, man. If
uh,
anybody knock us off, it ain't gonna be Dallas. I promise you that. Shit.
it
You
might be it
dig?
might be it might be another Philly and 49ers again. I'm looking forward to that.
It's
I
gonna
think you
be
guys are
interesting.
evenly matched.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. I think we whoop Philly though. I think we're gonna whoop Philly. I think we
Well,
the only team
it's a little different this year because Philly has Swift. That's the X
Swift is
factor.
nice. Swift is
Yeah.
nice, but we have underdeveloped weapons. You know what I'm saying? That we
Yeah.
like. I think that these injuries we have are going to let us develop some of our other guys some more, give them some more
Yeah.
reps. We're gonna be
Yeah.
ready for them. We're gonna be ready for them.
Yeah, you never know. It might turn out to be like another Puka, like how the Rams have, who's another version. That's going to be a phenomenal version of Cooper Cup.
Yeah,
When Cooper Cup was out, they didn't know who was going to step up, and then they had this rookie, and man, he's been playing immaculate ball over there, man. So it's
that's what
like
I'm
having
saying.
a team with two Cooper Cups. So you never know what's going
Yes,
on until that happens. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly,
they
exactly.
always
We
say,
got
they always say, when one go down, next man up, right?
next man up, and I know the
Next man
guys
up.
there. I know the Ray McLeod is there. I know that Jennings is there. I know the other guys. I know what's about to happen. You dig?
Yeah,
So okay, we
yeah.
ready.
All
Yeah,
right. So with that being said, we're
mm,
gonna go into our first meme, right? So
yeah.
our first meme tonight is this meme, right? So we're gonna go into this one. All right. When you realize you slept your way to the bottom. All right.
Oh my
Look.
God. Oh.
Um, so when we look at this meme, what's the first thing that come to your head, Major, when they say when you realize you slept your way to the bottom?
The first thing that stands out to me about that meme is they picked the stupidest looking woman they could find, which is Melania Trump. I think she's ideal for that meme because she always has this clueless, moronic look on her face. You dig? And
Yeah.
like when women do that, that's
Mhm.
how they feel. Like, you feel
Yes.
me? You
Hmm.
went around, and I know chicks like that. You feel me? They went around
Yes.
and they did this with this guy, that with that guy, hopping from dick to dick like it's just all cool.
Yeah.
And these guys who they're doing that with, ain't nobody that can upgrade them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So yeah, you end up looking real stupid with a lot of egg on your face
That's true.
because at the end of the day, like they say on the meme, you slept your way to the bottom. It's several females like that in the industry.
Yes.
Shout out Kiki Palmer. You dig?
Mm.
I'm just saying, like, bruh, you did you out here hoeing and thotting, and that's the best you could do. That should tell you a lot about yourself.
Is
That's how
Jada
I feel
Pinkett
about
is Jada Pinkett one of those? Did she sleep her way to the bottom?
it. I mean, nah, not hardly. She definitely slept her way to the top because she got her a top dude. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she's in a trap. Like, if you look at her, you could tell, like, she's just on that vibe where, can you just hurry up and divorce me so I can take half your shit and go hopping from dick to dick like I want to? That's how she feel. You know what I'm saying? That's she wants to take half this man's shit and go slut it up. That's what she want to do, because that's who she is in her heart of hearts. You dig? But it ain't working out for her in that way. But as far as, doing what, a lot of these females do to put themselves in a situation where they're set for life, she did that masterfully. She did that masterfully.
As far as her sleeping with Alcina, do you think that if she would have broke up with Will before she slept with Alcina, do you think her stocks would have been way higher than after sleeping with Alcina? Because I think everybody's looking at it like, Alcina, that's kind of a low, that's way lower than what you had.
She definitely lowered her status by doing that. And what's crazy, these women don't ever realize that that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is a two-sided coin here, right? Because the women never realize that they're doing that. When you got a really, really high value man and you've been with this guy over a period of time, first of all, other guys don't want you no more because they feel like you're tainted. You know what I'm saying? And secondly, your value already decreased because you didn't have children with this man, whatever. They look at you as kind of used. Then you go, and the first time that you step out to try to holler at the next man, it's a dramatic downgrade. You go and downgrade to this drug addict, emo rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what? Mentally ill, underage, just about damn near, it's creepy.
Yeah.
So she downgraded in a social manner. But in a financial manner, she still got that status. She's still in that house. She's still gonna get half his shit when they finally do, because I predict this doesn't last another year. The way she's going out here taking shots at this man every day, he's gonna grant her that divorce, and it's gonna be soon. It might be before the end of the year.
Yeah, I think he needs to just cut the plug. I know there's many videos out there saying that divorce, he kept saying divorce is inevitable, is not going to happen. But I think at this point, the way the flack is, the pushback, even women are pushing back and saying it's embarrassing for a wife to do that to their husband.
Oh my God.
At one time, I think it's going to be a point where he's going to say, you know what, I got to pull this plug and save face and do damage control. So I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Man.
So the next meme we have is this one.
Okay.
So you have a meme here with the guys lined up and they have on their, suits. They're workers.
Yeah.
So these are high value, what you consider high value men. These are men who corporate America look like they make money. And then you have the modern women who are also wearing suits, but they still have to do the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. So this meme, what does this meme mean to you? Because do you feel like women would take this and run with it? Or do you think it should be shaming women to understand that, listen, you got to understand the balance. You can't compete with your men that you're racing against. Your same husbands, you're racing against them. It's not a race, but you're putting on more burden on yourself because you want to be like your counterpart. So how do you view that?
If I had to title this meme,
yes,
I would title it Built-in Excuses. That's what I would title it. Because, at the end of the day, we all have household chores. We all have other external things that we need to tend to besides our job. You know what I mean? And women will swear you up and down that they can do what we do.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and you can do what we do, none of that other stuff should matter. You understand? Right. It's like, you can't have it all at the end of the day. Yeah. You have to live in the real world, not the ideal world. And I see a lot of women that, go with that cop out. Well, we could do everything that y'all do if we didn't have to hold down the house, and we could do it. Look, we have other stuff to do outside of our work too. We never let that be an excuse or a crutch as to why we can't complete what we have to do in the workspace.
Yeah.
And if you want to be equal, the equal means equal. So
Mm.
let's stop with the bullshit right now and just keep it a buck. If you can't hack it, just say that. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We're here actually to help you. For the ones of you that want help,
Correct.
we rock with y'all. We're here to take all the pressure or most of the pressure. There's that saying, pressure is meant for shoulders, not hips. I
Yes.
rock with that. I rock with that. But so many of these women are out here today so busy trying to be men that they forget how to be women.
Yeah.
So that's a very interesting meme. I would call it built-in excuses if I had to name it, because if you are so I am woman, hear me roar, I don't need no man, you dig? None of that other stuff should matter.
Correct.
That's how I feel.
I
What you think?
I agree. I agree with you. I feel like I tell people all the time, you got to stay in the balance of what you are designed by, right? We're men, we have the XX, and then you have the women XY. There's a difference why we have different chromosomes. It's our identity, it's what makes us. With women, there's a reason why they have the pelvis bone. There's a reason why we don't um, aren't pregnant, and they're the ones that get pregnant. There is
Mhm.
a divine order to what we have going on. And I think outside of the divine order, when we go out of the realms of that, we
Mhm.
cause confusion. And when we cause confusion, it also causes destruction. And I
Yes.
think a lot of times we don't understand that when women, they're now begging for us to take them into out of their masculine era into their feminine era. Now they're talking about
Mhm.
they want to be in a soft era. They want a man to lead and everything like that. But as a woman, you have to make the decision to know whether you're going to, what role you're going to play. This is what I was telling Fee. She didn't understand when I was telling her. I said, men need to ask women, what are you? Are you a modern woman or you're a traditional woman? As a
Mhm.
man, you need to ask that question. You need to know what
Agreed.
type of woman you're dealing with. Because if
Mhm.
you're a man that likes a traditional woman and you're going fascinated by how this woman looks and how this woman acts, and you're like, yeah, I want to start life with her and I want to, take it to the next level, which is marriage.
Yeah.
And you are looking for a traditional woman and come to find out she's a modern woman. She has modern ways. So
The
even though
problem.
you like characteristics of her personality, the other part of it is that she goes against your standards of household. So now, her being modern, meaning that she's going to be more away from the children, just like you, because she's going to be in an aggressive way of trying to climb the corporate ladder, which we know that the companies now extend the hours with less pay because they don't want you to be home to curate your children in the right direction. So the
Right.
less direction your children have, the more they end up in society on the wrong side of the fence, and that's how America and the world uses that to make money through jail time, different things like that.
Right.
Unaware, when you have ignorance and you're doing things twice as much, that means you're spending twice as much money because you're ignorant to the fact and not being knowledgeable about how to go about it the right way. So
Yes,
when
sir.
you do all of that stuff, it creates more of a rift than it does create peace and tranquility between y'all. So it's very, very important. And like I say, I can't wait for you to finish that book up so we can at least leverage that book every time we have a show to go out there and let people understand that the vetting process is very vital. It is the key to you living through heaven or hell. And I've seen people pick wrong. And I'm watching men that either procreated with the wrong woman, married the wrong woman, and they're living in a nightmare. It's like their life is a nightmare dream, and
Yeah.
they can't wake up from it because they chose wrong, and then they end up putting themselves in a ditch that they have to pull themselves out of, and it's very critical. And most times they don't be able to pull themselves out. Sometimes they get to the level where they either commit double suicide, which is double domestic suicide, which is killing her and killing themselves,
Yep.
or they end up killing themselves on a suicidal, which we talked about how men are 3 times more likely to commit suicide than any other person on the
Yes.
planet.
Yeah.
So you got to take that in consideration. And so you got to help yourself by making sure that you're vetting properly so that you can live the life you're destined to live. So I see that meme as, just basically we're not in competition with each other. We should never have the mentality that we're in competition with each other. We should be helping each other, meaning that if
Yep.
there was a fence there, I'd rather the meme have a fence and the woman is trying to climb over and I'm giving you a boost to go over because that's
Right.
what I'm going to help you, right? That's what we should be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I see that meme and I just feel like it's more empowering for women to use a victim mentality with that meme, saying that I do all of this when you only do this, and it's not that. You chose to do the extra stuff versus a guy doing what he feels like he needs to do, and a woman feels what he feels like his mate should also take care of.
Well, not only that, that's a
Mhm.
piece of it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But even in addition to that, back in the days,
Mhm.
women used to be proud of what they contributed to the household. You
Mhm. Mhm.
understand what I'm saying? Because
Correct.
I could make that same meme and put a ladder and a paintbrush and a leaf blower and a rake and all that stuff in our way on our track because last I checked, I mean right now I gotta paint both bathrooms. Am I
Yeah.
gonna ask my wife to do that? No.
No.
I'm going to do that. Every
Correct.
couple weeks when we gotta wash the family cars, we have a few of them.
Yeah.
Does my wife do that? No, I do that.
Yeah.
When I go out and pick up trash in the yard, does my wife do that? No, I do that. Women love to pretend that men don't have household chores. It's not, it's the truth. They love to pretend that we don't have things we do around the house. I say this all the time to all these women who say, okay, when you talking about, okay, women cooking and cleaning or whatever the case may be, oh, you want a slave. Okay. I'll tell you what, don't cook, don't clean. Instead, you go outside and you rake the leaves, and you go outside, you pick up the trash in the yard, you go and you paint the bathrooms, you do that. What I
Yeah.
what I got you here for?
Yeah.
Oh, now it's what I got you here for.
Yeah.
I could say the same thing about
Exactly.
cooking and cleaning.
Correct.
A lot of times I notice a lot of sisters like to just repeat shit that they hear and not think. I'm just keeping it a buck. You know what I'm saying? They hear a bunch of other knuckleheads say it, and so they repeat it without
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Men have stuff that they do around the house too. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? And sometimes, my wife is dog tired. I'll go and I'll pick up and I'll do the dishes. I'll pick up and I'll cook. She won't even ask me to. I'll just do it because I don't want you to be dog tired either.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Instead of
But
instead
you
of whining
also,
about it, ask for some help
yeah, and you
sometimes.
also, as a mate, you also, because you're married now, you've been around her enough, you have the intuition to know
Yes.
when your mate, your wife, is not at her full potential, and you're like, you know what, let me go do this without asking. That's why you don't ask it, because you know your mate. You know it's
Yeah.
like something is wrong. She's a little off today. That means let me go ahead and help her so she could just relax and do what
Yeah.
she do and do her
Yeah,
thing.
man. Women like to act like we don't attend to their needs, and I understand some guys may not, but
Mhm.
sometimes you got to speak up a little bit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's okay too. It's communication goes a long way, man. You
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
for guys, I don't want to say that we should be able to read their minds, but sometimes, you could use a little logical inference too. Sometimes my wife, she does hair, and sometimes she be there 10 hours, man, like them braids and all that stuff. That stuff take a
Yeah.
while, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes she does it right here at the house. She be there out braiding for 10 hours straight.
Yeah.
If I'm working for 10 hours straight, do I feel like cooking afterwards? No.
Yeah,
Okay, so you know what? I might cook that day, or I might order out just to make things easy on her. It's still her
yeah,
primary responsibility, but I'm just looking out. You feel me?
yeah. Hmm.
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you totally on that, man. We got to
Yeah,
work
people
as a
be
team.
making stuff harder. It got harder than it gotta be.
Exactly.
Damn.
All right. So the next meme we got coming up is a famous meme I like to use.
Okay.
So when you see somebody post this meme, what do you think that they're trying to imply?
I don't see what's in his hand. What is that?
That's it's a box of cereal.
A box of cereal. I can't see
Yeah.
what kind of cereal it is, so it's hard for me to.
Oh, it was
I,
it's I think it's is that honey snacks or golden? Is it the golden graham? I can't
I don't
remember.
have.
No, I don't think it's honey smacks. I think it's golden graham. The
I don't have
golden graham.
no idea. I have no idea. I
All
can't
right.
really see it that clear.
So the image is from a movie scene, right?
Okay,
It's from the movie ATL. You saw the movie ATL?
I did.
Okay, so this was the scene from the movie ATL that everybody captured this part of the picture and they posted to
Mhm.
imply something. So I
Uh,
was asking if you remember what they were implying when they posted this because this scene was very famous.
no, I don't remember at all, man. My wife would know, but I don't remember much about that movie. She loved that damn movie. For some reason, a lot of
I,
people, it's like Friday with them. Like it's
yes,
everybody know every scene in that movie. I
yeah,
don't get it. You got to help me out with
yes.
this one.
All right, so I love the movie, and this is something that I would use if I had sex with a woman. So basically, this was when he had sex with the girl in the car, right?
Okay.
And remember, Ti had sex that night with Nunu in the
Okay.
house. The
Uh.
only person that didn't have sex was the uncle who takes care of him. So
Okay.
when he came down, he was like, ah, he said, I feel like a new man today. I got me some cutty last night.
Uh.
And they was looking like, you ain't getting no goddamn sex last night. Stop your line. And he
I,
was like, so T.I. was like, well, we could tell who didn't get no cutty last night. And that
nice.
was an epic scene. So this was one of the scenes where this was Antoine had got his first time he lost his virginity, and he came to
Okay.
the breakfast table and kind of bragged on it low key.
Okay.
So when you see that, that's what you know. You know whoever's posting that got them some ass last night.
Okay. Bet you now you gonna make me rewatch the whole movie. But yeah, all right.
All right. All right, next meme we got coming up
Bet,
is
bet.
this one. All right, so this meme we have coming up, this one here is okay. It says, "Look, hairless. He's cool. I wish I could be like him, flying in the sky, like sun shining in my back. Me too. I heard you little ones, but know that this is no easy task, because you know the sun is hot, like really hot. So you see
Okay.
him, he looks perfect in front of you, but
Uh-huh.
behind him, his whole body is tore up from the heat. And I thought this, to me, this meant like when you look at a lot of people that's on social media, whether they're
Uh-huh.
mothers, they're entrepreneurs, their fathers, people that's out here in the community activists, they put a lot of the weight on their shoulders. They look good. Everybody's looking at them and saying, "Oh, they got a perfect life. They're doing everything that I wanted to do, and this and
Yeah.
that." But behind the scenes, which represents his back, behind the scenes, they're taking a lot of beating, they're taking a lot of hurt, and they're being brutalized, but they have to keep their image up to make it everything looks good. So
Yeah.
that way you don't see the pain that they go through in the process of it.
That
So
was
that's what
hilarious.
I saw
Yeah.
through that.
I
What do
like
you
that one.
yeah, what do you think about that?
I think that represents about 90% of the people that we see out here that are successful and
Mm,
what their real life is like. Shout out Jada Pinkett and Will Smith. You dig?
mm,
Like,
yeah,
how long will people look at them and be like, "Oh, this is couples goals"?
yeah, yeah.
How's that working out for you?
Yeah.
You dig?
That's
This
true.
is couples goals. How about Remy and Pap? That's couples
Mm.
goals. How about Tia Mowry and her dude, Corey Hardrick? Is that couples
Mm.
goals? I mean, people are so quick to put all of their stock in what somebody that looks the part seems like they're experiencing. You dig? And just
Mm.
fall in love with it.
Mm.
And it could be the biggest crock of shit. But
Mm.
they're just all over the place. Just like, oh my God, that's couples goals. Oh my God, I want to be like them. How many women say the Sierra prayer? You
Mm.
dig? The Sierra prayer. I want to know
Yeah.
what the Russell Wilson prayer was.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, he didn't bargain for no hood rat that's an industry pass around for 15 years to get that as a wife. You know what I'm saying? That has no respect for him. That probably wasn't his prayer. You
Yeah.
dig? And Lala Anthony is always talking about her best friends that are so miserable in their marriages. And
Yeah.
Sierra's her best friend.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of waiting for that one. Yeah, because all these other ones that blew up.
Yeah.
I don't wish ill on their marriage, whatever the case may be. I wish he'd stop letting her walk all over him. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't wish ill on their marriage. But I'm just kind of waiting for that one, for the other shoe to drop with that one, because that shit
Yeah.
fake as hell too. From where I sit, it just looks fake. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And you got all these people out here that be caping. Oh, they look so beautiful. Oh, y'all just some haters. Y'all don't
Yeah.
want to see a black woman happy. No,
Correct.
nigga. It's not that we don't want to see a black woman happy, because there's plenty other men that treat their women well, and we're
That's true.
happy for them. But she mistreats this man constantly and
Oh.
embarrasses him just like Jada does
Mm-hmm.
constantly.
Correct.
And these women always got a mouthful of excuses for her goofy ass. So no, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not it. We just want to see a brother who seems like a decent, upstanding brother get some damn respect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Russell Wilson, that his whole back is burned out, I'm sure, just like that man, just like Helios in the picture. Just like Helios in the picture, his whole damn back is burned out. He putting on the you see Russell in the pictures at the award ceremony, at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
award show after party. He
Oh
looked
yeah.
like he's in a hostage picture, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
nobody sees this.
Yeah.
He's very uncomfortable, but he's a man,
Yeah.
so it don't matter.
Yeah.
See Will Smith at the red table. That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
situation. That man looks suicidal. You
Yeah.
understand? It doesn't matter though, because he's a man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You're right.
Come on.
You are absolutely right. I
Yeah,
100% agree with you on that.
yeah,
The
man.
image that, that everybody looks good up front and then behind the scenes, you just don't know what they're going through,
You don't
stuff that
know.
you're privy
No way
to.
you
So,
can. Yeah.
all right. So the next one we got coming up is this meme.
Uh-huh.
All right. So this brother said, well, I should say brother.
Is that
So
Travis Kelce?
this meme says there are no good women in the diocese. So, all right, so there's no good women in diocese, right? So you're like,
Okay.
what that word mean? So
Mhm.
it's a district under the pastoral care of a bishop in a Christian church. So it's basically saying there are no good women in this Christian society, in this Christian church, which
Uh-huh.
church meaning the world, right?
Right.
So it's a Christian man who's going out here saying there's no good women out here.
Mhm.
So what do you think this based on this, because they call this a starter package. The guys who say there's no good women out there are pretty typical guys that do this and the dress code and car look like that.
Uh-huh. They probably saying that this guy who's saying this is the guy who fits the typical description of a dog. That's my guess of where they're
Yeah,
going with this. Got a raggedy car, some fly ass shoes, a beard. Women, I don't know, for whatever reason, they're just crazy over dudes with beards. In the last, I want to say 5 to 8 years, it's a thing.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
the button up with the tie, whatever. So he looks all business like, but he got a shitty ass car. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably a dog or whatever the case may be. Yeah,
All right.
I've seen
So
some memes like that. Yeah.
okay, so here's I took pretty much the typical response I got from it, and this is the direction that the people in the comments had.
Yeah.
Right. So
Hmm.
Joseph says it's certainly sending mixed messages, whatever it is posted. According to the comments I've seen elsewhere, it's that his fashion choices are outdated and the colors are horrible and a bad match for his hair color. The card finishes him off as a loser. The totality of all the circumstances brands him as unworthy among the trad community and therefore unworthy of any trad prospects.
Yeah.
One girl says interesting, and then another girl says, well, that's a tiny part of it. The main part is that you look for stereotype that goes with a guy who points the finger at everyone but himself.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not a particularly good meme.
Yeah.
Um, because it's not very clear. Usually,
Mhm.
the really good ones can give you a very clear picture of the painting that they're trying,
Yeah.
the portrait that they're trying to paint.
Yeah.
That one isn't. It makes it seem like, okay, this guy's got, he checks all the boxes, so he looks like a good guy, but he's
Mhm.
not a good guy.
Right.
And he's out here complaining about how, there aren't any good women, but it's
Mm.
not very clear about that.
Correct. Correct.
And really and truly, that's something that women got to kind of reel themselves in on a little bit, you know, because a guy with a terrible car doesn't necessarily equate to a loser, and a guy with great clothes doesn't necessarily equate to a winner. And a nigga with a
Yeah.
beard don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah.
So if that's something that happens to attract you, fine. But I mean, you got chicks out here, I mean, that just lose their shit over a guy just because he has a beard and he's tall. You
Correct.
know, you,
Correct.
you fast forward a few months down the line and you didn't had a baby from this dude out of wedlock. You ain't even thought about marriage. And so that actually feeds into the narrative that there are no good women in this diocese. Okay,
Correct.
because I mean, listen, I try with the sisters. I love the sisters. I really do. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when they try to make these sweeping generalizations, I gotta check them, bro. I gotta
Yeah.
check them.
Yeah.
You guys are allowing the Cardi B's and Meg the Stallions of the world to be your representatives.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a culture now that is cyclical on some generational shit where 70% of black children are born out of wedlock.
Mm.
Okay. You can't make sweeping generalizations about nobody.
Mm.
You need to tighten up the shit that's wrong within your own ranks. Now,
Yeah.
I'm open. I'm all open for criticism on the brothers. Yes, there is some stuff that, we need to work on. Some of us are a little out of whack, but at least we're accountable enough among
Right.
ourselves to not be out here caping for dudes that's doing all type of stupid shit.
That's
You
true.
feel me?
Yeah.
We
I
don't have
agree.
when Zach Stacy beat up his girlfriend.
Mhm.
We wasn't out here caping for him. That's what she should have got. She got what she deserved. We wasn't caping for him.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? And when
Yeah.
other guys go out here and do stuff, when they canceled Lil Wayne's tour for his despicable lyric about Emmett Till, we wasn't
Mhm.
out here caping for him.
Yeah.
You understand? We don't generally in male society. There's something called accountability.
Mhm.
Where if you go sideways, you do left, you got to pay the consequences, and nobody's out here caping for you.
Correct.
The sisters need to pick up that principle. You know what I'm
That's
saying? And hold these other sisters accountable
true.
because it's gotten ridiculous at this damn point.
Yeah.
The City Girls' new album is called Raw Ass Whores. That's the name of the album. That's the name of the album, nigga. What the fuck? Really? Raw Ass Whores. That's the name of the album. I shit you not. You dig? And it's like they feel comfortable putting that type of filth and trash out there because that's what the women are responding to.
Oh gosh.
But y'all want to make sweeping generalizations about somebody?
Yeah.
Yes, there are no good women in this diocese. God damn it, tighten up. Or there are
Lord.
very few. Dude, look at
Oh
Sexy
man.
Red's page. The next time you go on Twitter, because somebody was
Yeah.
talking this shit, and they was caping for these, I'm a hoe rappers or whatever the other day, and I was like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
I went to Twitter. I took a screenshot of Suki Hana. That's gonna be a meme in a minute. I took a screenshot of Suki Hana's page, a screenshot of Sexy Red's page, Cardi B's page, and I highlighted the number of followers on each one of them.
Mm.
And I'm like, you know what? When y'all are ready to discuss with me why so many of you gravitate to this type of garbage, then
Mm.
we can have a discussion about what somebody else is or isn't doing.
Sure.
But in the meantime, while you are fueling these animals, these wild hyenas,
Mm.
you're the driving force behind them.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything that you have to say about morality. You don't have a leg to stand on. You sound like a moron. And that's just what it is.
That is true.
It's insane. It's insane. Bruh, they do this all the time, all day. They
I
out
agree with
here
you.
in front of their daughters, in front of their young daughters, twerking and singing Sexy Red songs. I mean, the chicken in the elementary school, son,
Yeah.
the whole class
Yeah.
said it. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
men
sad.
do have their flaws, but I don't see men doing that. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
I don't
I
see that.
agree with you. I agree with you on that one. And here's another one that goes after men in
Mm-hmm.
that way.
Of
So
course.
dating a guy that drives an electric car. I hope I didn't get him pregnant.
Boy, these people on the internet, boy, these internet streets ain't safe.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
my sweet baby Jesus. Yeah, that's wild, bro. That's wild. Check this out, man. We gotta do something, man, to big up the image of the little guy, man, of the nice guy, of the clean cut guy, the guy that wears a tie. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? The guy that wears hard bottom shoes. We gotta do something to repair his image, man, because
Yeah.
my God, they just drag these guys so now you
Right.
can't drive an electric car. You
Yeah.
dig? You can't take a chick to Cheesecake Factory,
Factory.
nigga. You
You
can't.
can't even order, you can't even pay somebody to come change your tire because that's sassy. A
That's
guy
sassy.
asking another man to change his tire is sassy.
That's sassy. You can't order a blackberry margarita. I seen a skit the other day.
Oh
The dude
Lord.
ordered a blackberry margarita. The chick is like, "That's a little sassy, ain't it?" Like, oh my God, the dude. And so now, add to that, you can't drive an electric car.
Yeah. And you can't eat glizzies, which is the new word the kids have for hot dogs. You can't
Oh my
eat bananas.
God.
You can't eat ice cream.
Oh
Like it's
God.
crazy. And this
Oh,
all this does is bring up social awkwardness, and also it creates kind of what you say, it mentally you are kind of deemed a little bit. So now you're subconsciously, when you are eating these things, you have to look for your surroundings, look and see if somebody. So it creates this kind of insecurity of you normally, what you just feel like you're gonna eat something, and now you have to be socially conscious about
yeah.
eating certain things because of the majority of women saying that's gay, that's sassy.
And you know what? And at the end of the day, you know what happens where all of this comes from? It comes from men not pushing back and allowing
Mm,
this type of bullshit to go on for so long. If you
true.
check that shit the first time, like I told my mom the story. I was talking to my mom this weekend. I told her a story about the time I went out with the girl and she insulted me at the table.
Hmm.
And I guarantee you, she'll never insult another guy at a table in life. You know what I'm saying? Because I checked her monkey ass so hard. You understand
Mm,
what I'm saying? She thought something was going to happen to her. You
mm,
dig? I didn't put hands on her. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. But the point of the matter is, it was so severe how hard she got checked for coming out her face the wrong way. She'll
yeah.
never do that again.
Mm,
And, too many guys, we let certain things slide.
yeah.
And we just shouldn't. We got to stop doing that. We got to start expressing ourselves,
Exactly.
and a lot of these women, they complain, fee complains all the time. Oh my God, how long y'all gonna be mad? And
Yeah.
I've answered this question a million times, but I can't resist going and commenting when she posts that. We're going to be mad for as long as the behavior continues. Because God damn it, we said what we meant and we meant what we said. And
Exactly.
that's the long and short of it. You know what I'm saying? We said what we meant what we said. So,
Yeah.
we don't want to hear no shit. You know, these are a lot of the times these women, the things that they do are very disrespectful.
Oh yes.
And it's not conducive to the type of behavior that you can have when you want to have a healthy relationship with somebody.
Correct.
It just
Correct.
don't work like that. So,
I had Yeah, I had to check a woman. I checked a woman before on that
yeah.
same thing.
Hmm.
Fine. When I'm talking about fine, fine. I met this woman. She was fine as all outdoors.
Hmm.
And I was doing the normal shiver stuff I normally do. We went out to
Hmm.
eat. I bought her roses.
Oh,
It was her birthday.
how long
You
did you
know,
know her?
I've known her for like 6 months.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I dated her. I known her for before I even got with her.
Okay.
So I was doing that type of stuff. And
Okay.
um I remember she was like, "Oh, you know, I feel like you're not interested in me, or I need more time. I need more time with you and this and that." And I'm like, "Listen, I do a lot of stuff. I gotta make sure that I got time for my plans as well. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I said, if you want that type of guy, you need to find a guy that smoke weed, be home all day and drive your car like Jody, right? So she was like, it's plenty, it's guys that would love to give me the opportunity. I said, let me tell you something.
Nah, bruh.
I
Nah.
said, let me tell you something. I said,
Mm.
I ain't even have sex with you, right?
Hmm.
I was out here showing you that I appreciate you for who you are and showing adequate amount of appreciation through spending time with you
Right.
and using my finances to make sure that we out here having a great time. I
Right.
said at any given moment, trust me, baby, I can walk away from you. I don't have to linger around and have sex with you. I don't even move like that.
Right.
I told her straight up like that, man. I tell you no lie, dog. After I had that conversation, because she tried to stand on her square on that. After I had that conversation with her that day, dog, I tell
Hmm.
you no lie, like a week later, she didn't want to call. A week later, boy, my phone was blowing up, blowing up.
Hmm. There you
So I
go.
answered the phone. I was like, "What's up?" She's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Her whole tone changed, bro.
Right.
Like I
Right.
think a lot of times, and I bring this up because I want to tell guys, a lot of times you got to know your worth. When you know your worth, a lot
Hmm.
of these women, what they say they submit to a man that they know, like, yo, it take a lot for a nigga to come out and say some shit like that and stand on it because he's confident enough that I ain't the one he could go out there and get better than me.
Right.
Once she know that, she like, shit, he not the dude to play with, because they normally don't hear that. They hear a lot of guys that cater to them, that simp for them, and be like, no, baby, no, no. And a guy
Real
be like,
talk.
I could cut you off at any minute, baby. It ain't nothing.
Real talk. Yeah.
And
You got to
boy, when
do
I
that.
tell you, she was in my ass so hard, bro. She was calling. She wanted to take me out. She wanted to shoot me cash out. None of
Hmm.
that, bro. Like, but
Yeah.
it just goes to show you that as a man, like you said, you gotta cut that bullshit. Once a woman present that bullshit and it don't line up with, hey, cut that shit quick. Like
At
fuck
the
no.
door.
Yeah,
At the door.
I cut that shit, man, and it worked out for me. It's always
Hmm.
worked out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of guy that I know my worth. So once I know my worth, I could talk how I talk. I could because I walk how I walk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want fellas to start doing, because once you guys start knowing your worth, once you guys have that confidence, a lot of the bullshit that go on out here with women will cease quick.
Yep.
Quick.
And I broke this down. I had this conversation with my wife, and this actually happened very early into our involvement. We had a situation like that. My wife didn't quite know who I was just yet. I'll just put it like that. You dig? And she had a little misunderstanding, and she had to find out. And it was just a real quick thing. Hey, XYZ blase squaze, check this out. That ain't how it's gonna go. I'm not sure what type of dudes you're used to dealing with, but it ain't gonna fly like that here. Now, you can call me back if you feel like you want to talk on that level, or you can do what you gotta do. But if you're gonna be here, it ain't gonna fly. Haven't had a problem out of her since. It's 3 years later. You dig? But that one incident, you dig? Nipped it in the bud. Whatever. We had a conversation. I found out, hey, she's as far as I'm concerned, she's the most wonderful woman alive. But you gotta stand on principle, because this is what guys don't understand. They think all this brown nosing and ass kissing is gonna get them respect. No, nigga, because you are tasked with having to protect a woman.
Correct.
How the hell you gonna protect her and you can't even stand up to her?
Yes, true.
I'm just saying. You dig? So all that behavioral problem bullshit, that shit gotta stop at the door. And it's not just with women, by the way. This is with supervisors. This is with members of the church. This is with friends. This is with anybody. Nigga, don't come at me anyway, any old kind of way. It ain't gonna fly. It ain't gonna go how you think it's gonna go. You dig? Very easygoing guy. But Lord, oh Lord, do not press me, because it's just like you say, I kind of have a vibe that I'm a stern person. I'm a stern person if you get out of line with me. I'm real cool, real easygoing. But man, you gotta nip shit in the bud, bro, because it saves you problems. And it really will enable you to find some of the best people, because once people see that you solid and you hunt it and you stand on your shit, everybody wants to be down with that guy. This nigga real. You feel me?
You're right.
So
You're absolutely right. All right.
Real talk.
Definitely going to go on to the next one. Since we're standing on principles,
yes,
I thought this was a great dialogue meme for the women. The women trying to sit there and set a standard and say some things to other women. But it kind of got either way, because the other side clapped back pretty hard too. So with no further ado, I want to show you the meme. The meme says, me at 45 sending pics from the cruise ship to my friends because they waited till they was 38 to have children, and mine are grown.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That ain't hot as you think it is, little mama. That meme ain't hot as you think it is. Because let me tell you something. I see a lot of that, and I'm not dumping on the women who have children earlier in life. I'm really not. But the women who post those type of memes are dumping on the women who choose to have children later in life.
Yeah, true.
And by proxy, the men who choose to have children later in life, because the 38-year-old woman is probably having a child with a man who's a little older than she is. And that's her prerogative. You understand what I'm saying? That's her prerogative. It's all on her. So if that's what she wants to do, then that's fine. I don't know where this weird ideology of banging on people who are patient and responsible and wait till they're in a better position in life to have children comes from. I don't understand it. It's very foolish. It's very silly. You know what I'm saying? And I really, it's gotta stop. You know, it's
Yeah.
too many women in, and you could add other stuff in there. You know, the chick who was talking the other day about how, you know, she's 21 years old and, you know, she's still a virgin and she's saving herself for marriage.
Mm,
I had
mm,
that simp, Mr. Lucario, you know, trying to bang on that sister. And I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And he's talking about all this nonsense about, you know, well, real men don't worry about how a woman is because they make the woman, just a bunch of dumb nigga shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like, dude, you can't move like that and you can't
Yeah.
listen to morons like that. You just can't do it. You
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just counterproductive, man. Like, why you gotta throw shade? If that's how that sister choose to do it, that's on her. That's how you chose to do
Exactly.
it, that's on you. Not
Yeah.
only that, more than likely at 45, when you on the cruise, I see ain't nobody in the picture with you.
Yeah.
And that's usually because the younger mothers tend to be single mothers.
Yeah.
The older mothers tend to be married.
Correct.
So how that work? You on a
Correct.
cruise at 45, but you ain't got nobody to go on the cruise with except your girlfriends, your other single girlfriends. That's whack. It's just
Yeah.
whack, bro. Like,
It
you know what
is.
I'm saying? People out here need to chill with their anti-marriage, anti-family rhetoric. That's how I kind of see that meme. What you think, man? Am
Correct.
I tripping?
No, no, no. That's correct. You know, like I said before on here, I don't go hard on the younger men out here, right? If they're like 18, 20, 21, you're still wet behind the ears. You're still trying to feel yourself out in life. Go out there and have fun, but don't do it in a reckless manner. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get older and you had all this fun, now you want to settle down. I think what happens a lot of times is that, you know, especially women like her, normally in those situations, they had children young. They were 15, 14, 13, having
Yep.
children, having sex when they wasn't even supposed to have sex. They were supposed to be in the books. They
Come on
had the
now.
child, their grandparents raised them, which is their parents, raised the child while they were going through school. So the time you had to be that child, the time you had to explore, spread your wings, and just be a woman, you know, in that highlighted era, you end up having a child. And
Mm-hmm.
then so while everybody else was having fun, you had to be for your responsibilities. Now that you got older, now
Mm-hmm.
you want to have your fun. And this is a lot of times with even the old heads we have it, even the older men that's in the clubs. When they had children young, they were spending all their money on their children, which was good. But you know, you never had enough money to spend on yourself because you have
Right.
responsibilities. So now
Mm-hmm.
when you got older, your children older, you the old head in the club trying to relive your 20-year-old years in the club, and that make you look real whack and real corny.
You looking corny. You know what I'm
You know what
saying? And
I'm
you ain't got to bang on the other guy. That's just your choice. That's how you
saying?
chose to do
Exactly.
it. Okay. Live and let
Exactly.
live. Why you got to bang on him?
Exactly. So that's my whole shift to that's my whole just to the whole situation of that meme. You know, just do what is best for you. At the end of the day, if you made those mistakes and you survived through them, then you know, enjoy your later years. You know, do what you gotta
Mm-hmm.
do.
Right.
Just don't be the old motherfucker doing some young girl, city girl shit. That looks bad for you as well. So
But see, that's
just
how
go ahead
it
and get
goes.
way. Yeah, that's how it
That's
normally
how
is.
it goes.
Yeah,
Because they don't be on the ship, you know, just playing shuffleboard and horseback riding and going on excursions. No, they be on the ship acting 19. They
yeah,
be on the ship twerking on the tables and, you know, cabin hopping with different dudes every night that they on the ship, like they're kids, like they're
yeah,
children. It's like, yo, that's a flaw on you, shorty. That don't look good.
yeah, yeah. And I notice a lot of those women end up sleeping with younger women. I mean, younger men. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they
They they,
do.
they have that pedo mentality because now they are mentally and physically old. No, they are physically old, but mentally they're reverting back to their childhood, trying to live out. So now if you revert your childhood, your mind back to your childhood, now on a mind level, you're looking
Yeah.
at a younger guy because you're now on that same excitement level. And that's how you have these older women out here banging younger men. And I seen women on the internet that end up sleeping with their child's friend, right? The dude is, your child is in high school and you sleeping with his friend, and now
Yep.
you like, shit, you get caught. Now you embarrassed. But why was you sleeping with your child? That in itself is fucked up, because
Disgusting.
anyhow your son get into an argument with anybody that knows you and him,
Yeah,
they could
it's a
easily say,
wrap.
yo, that nigga Roger was slaying your mama. And how
Yeah,
you psychologically that make that man feel he embarrassed in that whole school, because everybody know that his own compadre, his own classmate was in there smashing his mama.
yeah. They don't care. They don't care, man. They really don't. You got women out here doing OnlyFans, and the kids in school know about it. One kid
Exactly.
committed suicide because of it. You
Wow.
dig?
Yeah.
So yeah, and these women just don't care because it's all about them in their minds. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The sun rises and sets at their ass cheeks. That's all, that matters in the world to them is them.
Correct.
And it's just unfortunate, but that's what it is. That's where we are. This is what an acute and consistent lack of accountability allowed by society. This is where it gets you.
Correct. Correct.
Just saying.
So and that's why they say, you have memes like this, right? So
Mm-hmm,
you have a
mm-hmm.
young woman, she might be like 25, and she
Uh,
has 4 children and not even married. So then you have people that make memes. This is like having a 2015 car with 200,000 miles on it, because you
got it.
have a man now comes in there and he has to automatically take care of those children. I don't care if you as a woman be like, oh, they got their own father, they take care of the bills. That's the most crocker shit I ever heard, because
It's a big crock
under
of
that,
shit.
yeah, on the children are under the roof with him. And at that moment, he can't say, oh, you need to go ask your father for this, or that shit becomes real petty. If they're under your roof, you're more likely going to take care of them, take care of their needs. And that is going to come out of your pockets, not the father's pockets. So you are asking a guy to automatically take care of one, two, three, four, five, 6 people, because himself. So 5 of y'all plus himself, that's 6 people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So when
yeah.
you live, like I tell people all the time, you live in reckless, you got to understand the consequences that come with it. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
they make the meme. But shout out to the sister that was on here. I remember Suzanne Pitts was on here, and I gave her a shout out to her father and what her father was doing out here in the streets of Miami, who has done
Yeah.
legendary work, built a lot of buildings. Just a great person that's a legendary in South Florida. And her
Mm-hmm.
father passed away, and I gave a great speech about how he was such an impactful person when
Okay.
she was on here, because she had commented on here when she caught um, our show a couple times. So she
Mm-hmm.
posted this up. She said, "Don't get it twisted. These clown ass women represent themselves. Nobody is co-signing this bullshit." And
Okay,
so you
that's what's
got
up.
the Jada Pinkett's, you got the Carly Lees, you got the chick who don't want to eat at Cheesecake Factory, and then you have Sexy Red.
Mm-hmm.
So there are women out here that understand the value and the essence of how the image of women, and that
Yes.
these women are out here degrading it. And indirectly, these women are getting treated under that same umbrella, because not enough women are pushing back on this. And just like
Correct.
Major, they're co-signing it because they're
Mm-hmm.
following these women, and these women have high followers. So
Right.
it basically breathing in the nonsense and programming it to a mass majority of women. And these
Mm-hmm.
women that are out here doing their thing are being tarnished by it. So they have to separate and draw the line in the sand and say, no, I'm not with the clown acts over there. I'm not with the circus whores over there.
Mm-hmm.
This is over here on the Real Woman Island. And I think a lot of times when these women say stuff like that, these same women that follow them are the same ones that call somebody like Susan a pick me woman in
Uh-huh.
a
Yep.
derogative manner. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure that women, when y'all sit back, y'all, this is y'all image. This affects your children. When if you have a little girl that grows up, she's gonna get affected by this if you guys aren't pushing back and keeping the essence of being a woman the way it was. Just like how you have all the Dorothy Dandruff, down to the Claire Huxtables, down to the Nia Longs and all these other women in the 90s that just exude black essence and black women and classiness. And now you
Yes.
are reverting down to women that's showing up to a award show half naked or putting money by their ears, which that's not real money. If you understand the essence of money, that's not real money. Just
Right.
ignorant ghetto stuff. You remember men were doing that stuff, the future holding money to the ears. Women
Mm-hmm.
ain't supposed to be following men. Y'all have your own essence, y'all have your own way of doing things. Please, please revert back to the dignity in the class. We love it. Don't let y'all talk about men following horse. Y'all following the wrong men. There's plenty of men out here that like the class, that like the dignity, that like the women in decorum. That's
True.
all I have to say on that.
No, you spot on with it, bro. Like, you know, what kills me is how, when you have a group of men and we're speaking on something and we're discussing the way that men feel, the way that men think and articulating that,
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of women will come in the group and tell us, nope, that's not what y'all think.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, we're here right now telling you what we think. What are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, as though we don't know how to articulate for ourselves what we think and why.
Correct.
Because all of these lower level men, lower echelon men that they're accustomed to dealing with, let's go ahead and
Mm-hmm.
call it what it is.
Yeah.
Because Pookie and Ray Ray them, they ain't say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but we are.
Correct.
I've literally seen a thread, where it'll be 100 men on there saying, yeah, I like a natural woman. I prefer natural women. Yeah, I don't like these Mr. Potato Head women with all these fake parts, these detachable parts, whatever. And the women will come in there and tell you that's not what y'all be saying on Instagram when y'all be liking them girls' pics.
Correct.
And it's like, dude, you women gotta get out of this mental block where they confuse attention with love.
Yeah.
You understand? I said this to a sister one time. When we was in a bar. This is back when I used to promote, and these women walked in. They had on nothing. They had on thread. Very well built women. They had on thread, whatever the case may be. And they walked in, and this was at a bar, and all the guys started looking at them. A couple of guys went over there to talk to them. This, that, and the third. Da 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 da. The women that we were sitting with were like, astronomically bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And nobody really paid any attention to them like that. Like, we were all out together, but none of us was claiming them. We wasn't hugged up on them. We were just out as friends. And the other women who came in, they had I think one guy was with them too. Like, with us, it was like me and one other guy and like
Mm-hmm.
four girls. So some of these women are free, but they
Yeah.
look classy and respectful. These
Mm-hmm.
other two chicks, they look like some hoes that just came off the track. You understand what I'm saying? And everybody was going over there. Everybody was looking. Everybody was talking. They were the talk of the bar. And they
Mm-hmm.
got crazy attention. But not one dude in there, even the low-level dusty dudes, was trying to take these women seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Not one guy. You see a chick like that, women don't get it. When we see a woman like that, initially, right as soon as I see it, with me, 60-day plan. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
put her ass on the 60-day plan. In other words, this hood rat ain't gonna last past 60 days because the way she's dressed, the way she looked, she probably got a whole bunch of tattoos. She got these extra high heels. She looks like a whore, but she looked
Mm-hmm.
good. But
Yeah.
she looked good. So in my younger days, 19, 20, 21, okay, I know what I'm gonna do with that. You
Yeah.
understand? But I'm not trying to take her seriously. But the type of women that we were sitting with, like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
they would, they look nice, but they were dressed in a respectful manner. Even their makeup wasn't too much. Their heels didn't look like stripper heels. It's like, okay, they're just nice, decent looking women.
Mm.
The way you present yourself means a lot, ladies. I've
Correct.
seen women that we know that are supposedly progressive and have sense say that it doesn't. It means everything.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? A guy, my wife was telling me about how when she was dating before me, she met a couple of different guys that were like, you seem very nice or whatever, but I'm not looking for nothing serious and I can't talk to you because you're just too nice.
Mm.
Dude left her alone because he could see this ain't the kind of girl you play with.
Yeah.
That is something else. Like you said one time on here, you were talking about women who, they walk in the room and the guys start sitting upright and they
Mhm.
kind of put this up, they fix themselves. You
Yeah.
feel me? That's that type of woman.
Yeah.
And if you're not that type of woman, ladies, then that has a lot to say about why men treat you the way they do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not advocating for men mistreating women in any capacity, but
Mhm.
if you present yourself a certain way, you're going to attract reciprocal energy. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that's not going to feel good to you. If you're a wife, if you feel in your Mill Renee says this a lot. If you're a wife, you're not, you're going to be a wife before you're a wife.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to be a wife, and interestingly enough, she's engaged now. Didn't take
Yeah.
very long. You feel me?
Mhm.
Because that sister carries herself like a wife.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand why somebody proposed to her.
Yeah.
Other sisters that we know that are respectful sisters. I get it. Okay, I get why you proposed to her. Sometimes, you see these guys just playing in the trash. You just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Why? Sexy Red is pregnant right now. Why?
Yeah.
I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it.
I saw that, but
What am I missing?
I didn't listen. I didn't. I was not upset about it. I wasn't even shocked about it. I should say, not upset. I wasn't even shocked about it because she just released a tape of a dude raw dogging her, knowing that this guy knows before he became her boyfriend, because all niggas see is dollar signs. They like the new whores now. So they
Yeah,
see dollar signs and they want to get this girl pregnant and mooch off of her money. But this
ridiculous.
girl said she had multiple STDs. And y'all niggas know y'all wasn't going to, and you can't tell me the dude that got exposed for raw dogging her in the sex tape said to her, "Oh, I need you to go get tested." No, he was
Hell,
willing to risk it all because she was a celebrity.
yep, yep. You got male groupie hoe culture out here now. I mean, really?
Crazy.
That don't
It's
work
crazy.
for you, bro. It don't
It
work for
don't.
you, but you got a few of them out here trying it.
Yeah.
It's a race to the bottom.
It is. Oh man. With that being said, we're definitely gonna go into our Trendly Weekly topics. All right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So,
what's up? What you got?
all right. So I saw this the other day and I thought it was very interesting. So shout out to all the black women out there that are doing, making and achieving wonderful things, breaking records, and just making a hellified mark in the world.
Mm.
So the Russian gymnast coach wants rule change after Simone Biles wins for the sixth time. And her claim was that her gymnast can't do it, and because her gymnast can't achieve the things that Biles is doing, is bias.
Jesus
Never heard
Christ,
those stuff.
bro.
This is that I'm white and I say so. So it says Valentina, head coach of Russian artistic gymnastics team, expressed her dissatisfaction for Simone Biles' victory at the World Championships in Antwerp. The American gymnast won gold in the team and individual all around, and as well as a silver on the vault. I want to express my regrets about Biles' victory. What is gymnast? It's scary to watch it. Do you think that there is at least some kind of anesthetic to their low? There is simply nothing to watch. She has no great performance, only difficulty. She only wins through difficulty. And then it says, we will now submit these questions to the International Federation. What should prevail? beauty and high level of performance while respecting the rules, or will we only follow the path of complexity? And so, what will the artistic gymnast look like? Surprise with tips? That's a big question. Unfortunately, during the World Championships, we did not see a single gymnast with a high level of performance. I can only mention that on the Chinese, on even bars, disappointed, said in an interview on with Match TV. So,
Wow.
what are your thoughts on that?
I think that white supremacy is rearing its ugly head yet again.
Mhm.
And, they're always trying to move the goalpost. You
Yeah.
know, since when in the history of the Olympics has someone asked for a rule change, actually had the unmitigated gall to go to the committee and ask for a rule change because their athletes were mediocre and couldn't do what the other athletes did? It
Mm.
had to be when a black person did some shit. You understand
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think, I'm not sure exactly what the response was yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that. I heard about it briefly, but so much other shit has been going on. I haven't had a chance to look into it. But
Mm.
I'm sure it's going to get shot down. But the fact that that is even allowed to be entered as an honorable complaint on
Mm.
any level, I mean, they should ban her for even asking that stupid shit. Like, are you
Yeah.
serious? You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? Like, this has never been done before. This is unprecedented. But the white people who have all the power and all the influence, they'll try it.
Mm.
They'll try it because they're trying to signal to other white people and get them on code. We can't be having these niggas winning all this stuff, making us look bad.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But I mean, I'll just go ahead and say it. I mean, if you're talking about athleticism, just broadly speaking, the black athletes are the best. They always have been, they always will be. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? It's just a thing. I don't know what it is, but when you start talking in just about every sport, the black athlete when black athletes are present in that sport, they dominate that sport. The
Hmm.
Williams sisters are a minority of a minority of a minority in tennis.
Hmm.
So is Coco Gauff. So is the Asian sister. I forget her name right now.
Okay.
Naomi
Naomi.
Osaka. And so is Naomi Osaka. These women are by no stretch of the imagination the majority of women in that sport,
Mm.
but they're there and they've taken over the sport. White people don't like that. A lot of white people really have a problem with. They really got a bug in their ass about that. The fact that we dominate, whenever we, achieve excellence, in sports. Look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods in golf, he looked like an ant in a bowl of rice. You dig?
Mm.
And he dominates the goddamn sport. They hate that nigga. Don't get it twisted. And back in the days, I posted a video of him back in the days talking about experiencing racism. Now he
Yeah.
done got all the millions. Oh, ain't no racism no more.
Yeah.
This white woman tried to beat your ass to death with a golf club. They didn't even much as press charges on her ass. But you talking your dumb ass about ain't no racism. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's unfathomable. But at the end of the day, this whole, in sports, even in movies and so forth, they hate when a black person bests them in something. That's why
Mhm.
they'll acknowledge you a lot of the time, but it's gonna be a sideways compliment, like how Jada Kiss said, why Halle had to let a white man pop her to get an Oscar, why
Yeah.
Denzel had to be crooked before he took it.
Yeah.
That was intentionally
Yeah.
meant to be insulting to them and to black society more broadly.
Correct.
Yeah, you niggas, okay, yeah, you niggas great, but we gonna make sure we shit on you by giving you the Oscar for the mediocre roles that you played. You
Yeah.
understand? When you played a dirty nigga on the cops, yeah, we're gonna give you an Oscar for that. Halle, when you let a white man mutt you out on screen, we're gonna give you an Oscar for that. It's a backhanded compliment. They do this type of shit all the time. It's just another part of racism, white supremacy. That's really it at the end of the day. And I'm not surprised. But
Exactly.
they need to discipline her ass for even coming at them with that bullshit. That's how I see it.
Exactly. And I don't understand. They make it seem like we do the opposite, right? So you have this meme right here. He was like, want to buy a graham cracker? And he says, a gram of what? like, like the power of the word cracker is not the same as niggas. So
Oh my God. And you know,
that,
when white people so call themselves getting upset about being called crackers by black people, I think that it's really more so an indictment on them and their treatment of us than anything else.
yeah,
Because even in our slurs and our insults towards them, which they consider cracker to be,
hmm
all a cracker is a whip cracker.
hmm
And the insult calling you a whip cracker or a cracker is saying that you're a racist white person that cracks the whip against black people. We're still
yeah,
not even denigrating you for being white. We're talking, the slur is that we're calling you out for your mistreatment of us,
yeah.
which really isn't that bad when you think about it, because they do still to this day quite often mistreat us.
Oh
You
yeah,
did.
oh yeah,
So, even in the way that we, they want to whine about us using slurs to describe them, that's not really a slur, you
yeah.
know. But
Exactly.
that's hilarious. They're always going to try to make some shit, out to be something that it's not. Crazy.
All right,
Hilarious.
so we're gonna go into our next segment, which is Dear Men. All
Yes.
right. So,
Mm-hmm.
dear men, all right. So we got this question here. Um, so the question says, do you think women feel some type of way if you tell them that you got sexually aroused off the attraction of another woman, which gave you extra motivation while having sex with her, meaning your woman?
What minefield is this nigga playing in? Nigga, look, let me let me give you some game, nigga. Don't ever do that shit. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck. I don't give a damn if she just a side chick. Don't ever do no bullshit like that in life ever. No, nigga. Yes, we think they get a fit. Yes. What are you talking about? That
yeah,
ain't it, bro. I know there are some women out here that are very open-minded and liberal, and some that'll lie to you and say that they're open-minded and liberal. The reality of it is, bro, when you start talking about women and sexuality and you and them caring about or loving you, bruh, they don't want to hear none of that shit. They want to be the one, the only one, the best. If they get a little bit of an idea in their head that you like another chick more or this whatever, they get so insecure, and it
oh yeah,
really bothers them, and it stays with
yeah,
them for years sometimes.
yeah,
Don't you do
exactly.
that shit,
Yeah.
bruh. Your ass will be in the soup line, bro. Don't bruh,
I agree.
do
The
not do
same
that shit.
mentality. Don't do it. You're gonna create more insecurities for that woman, and
Yes.
especially if that's not a woman you are dedicated to. Don't create that type of atmosphere or mentality for the next man to have him go through some shit because now she's insecure about her
Ooh.
look based on what you chose to pick. But you couldn't get the woman that you wanted, so you settled for her and got her invested in you, but you are too busy festing and wanting the woman that you really want. So don't do that. Don't do
Yes. Don't ever do no shit like that. If you think
that.
about it, if you think about that shit, you better wake up and apologize to her. Don't ever do that shit. No. I'm
All
just
right.
saying.
So the next segment we got going on is question of the day. All
Yeah.
right. So our question of the day for tonight is this question. All right.
Yeah.
So why do men that are in committed relationship or married men feel so comfortable going in a woman's DM inbox? is this okay? And I will show you the inbox. Why
Oh
do you
shit.
ask if I work weekends? The guy says, no reason. I usually hang out on the weekends, though. I may want to invite you out on one weekend. The girl says, your girl don't mind you hanging out with someone else? He says, I don't consider hanging out a date. I might invite you somewhere where it's other guys and females just hanging out. I like cool people. I'm opening a lounge soon. She know I'm a social person.
I'm
Oh,
mad at the way he spelled no, but
I know.
we're not gonna we're not gonna dwell on that. Um, long story short, this is game. Um, at the end of the day, this nigga's full of shit. You know what I'm saying? His woman don't know nothing about him hanging out, and she don't know that she don't know that there's other women, hanging out, whatever the case may be. She has no idea. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He's trying to, see if you are unwise enough to take him up on his offer. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And guys do that type of shit because they're infidels, and guys that are loyal don't do that type of shit. You know what I'm
correct.
saying? Like straight up and down. Like I'm a very loyal guy. I've never even thought about, creeping in no other chick's inbox, trying to holler at her. I mean, if I were that type of guy, I wouldn't do it in nobody's inbox. That's a dumb nigga on top of everything else. That's evidence. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying? If you go holler at another female, you holler at her in person. You don't go to nobody's inbox on the internet where they could just see a picture of you or your girl and then go to her inbox and send her the screenshot.
yeah,
Dumb nigga.
yeah,
No. You feel me? Like on top of everything else, that dude ain't bright.
yeah,
You did that guy. To answer your question, guys don't loyal guys don't feel comfortable doing that, and they don't do it.
mm,
This whole all men are dogs bullshit, that a lot of women have been fed is just that. It's bullshit that women have been fed. It's not true. And I know many a guy,
yeah,
who they love their woman. They don't be out here, kikiing and cockeying with no other woman in their inbox, out on dates with them at lunch. Nothing. That defeats the whole purpose of why you're, with your woman. So
yeah,
it's not true with loyal guys, and there are loyal guys out there. And at the end of the day, that guy's just an infidel. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bothered with low energy dudes like that either.
exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hmm.
Um, so yes, definitely. Everything that Major said is on point. Y'all make sure that you guys are out here start, the dustiness got to get away, right? So like I say, I tolerate that type of behavior from a young guy, and I'm not talking about married or anything like that, but I tolerate the promiscuous behavior from a young guy like 17, 18, who's out here feeling himself, you know what I'm saying? I would
Yeah.
say just be honest about it if you're that young, but I can give grace to those. But you got guys that's 45, 50 years old, even some touching 60, that's out here doing that type of dumb shit. Like, when do you start dating with a purpose? When do
Real
you
talk.
say, you know
Real
what?
talk.
I'm not out here fucking just to be fucking. I'm out here to fuck with purpose. When do you get to that level? You know what I'm saying? I think we have
For
too
some, it's
many
never.
dusty dudes. Yeah, we have too many dusty dudes that just want to fuck any and everything. And then in the process of that, want to lay with somebody while they're doing their dusty behavior behind the doors. We got to cut that shit out, man. You got to lead
Hmm.
by example. We have to set the bar and let the younger generation see that when you get to a certain age, all that shit should be out your system.
True.
Know what I'm saying?
True.
All that lustfulness and all that should be way out of your system. You have an ample amount of time to go out here and run the numbers up as a guy. If that's what you want to do, run the numbers up when you're early. And then you realize, like, oh, you know what? It's getting old to me. Let me settle down. Let me
Hmm.
grab a woman up and build with her. Let me build a family. Let me build generational wealth. You know, there's phases in life, and it becomes a part of an age at a particular age. That nonsense needs to stop, and then the grown man shit should be kicking in.
Truth.
All right.
All
So
facts. All
we
facts.
definitely got to get on that level and set a better example for our youth out here. All
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that being said, we're going to go into our next topic, which is hell nah, hell yeah. Let's get it.
All right. Let's get
All
it.
right. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get it. All right. First up is Columbus Short. Hell yeah.
Hell
I
no.
like my dog.
Hell
You don't
no.
like Columbus Short?
Hell no. He said some
Are we
shit about
talking about
Denzel.
are we talking about the movie Columbus Short? Or are we talking about the person Columbus Short?
The person Columbus Short. He said
Okay,
some slick shit about Denzel. Sorry.
oh, okay.
Nah.
Yeah. Okay, I don't rock with that. But the
Yeah.
movie Columbus Short, I rock.
He alright.
Stomp the yard out my shit.
He alright. He alright.
All right. Next up is Pitbull. Pitbull, nah, I don't fuck with Pitbull.
Nah. I
No.
mean, hell no. I mean, he alright
I,
as a person, but as a
I
rapper, eh.
yeah, I mean, I fucked with him as a rapper. I was like, you know, he was gimmicky, he was clowning, you know, the little Spanish Eminem with his rhymes saying, but the thing I didn't like about it is, and I thought was very disrespectful,
Yeah.
was, and I never got a chance to talk to him because I'm like, when I see him, if I run into him, I will still address it.
Yeah.
But my thing was, I don't like how you use the black rap to get to where you at, and then
Uh-huh.
the status you get from us. Now you pivot over to the Spanish side, and now you're wearing suits. You look business minded. You own
Uh-huh.
business. You do everything for the
Yeah.
Hispanic community. Now I'm not knocking you for going out there to do for the Hispanic community. You're Hispanic. You should be helping your people first, and then everybody else next.
Yeah.
That I don't have a problem with, but I'm like, don't make it seem like we're degenerate behavior. And now you're on this level, and it's like when somebody black talk to you, you're like, nah, I'm good. You know,
Point
I don't
taken.
like that. I don't like that. That's
Real
a
talk.
very, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Agreed. You're right.
All right. Next up is Red Stripe. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
rock with Red Stripe. You can't knock Red Stripe. Yeah. That shit hard.
Next up, Trick Daddy. Yeah, I fucks with Trick Daddy.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
fucks with Trick Daddy.
I got my
I fuck-
disagreements with Trick, but Trick, you
Yeah,
know,
I'm not part of the Eat the Booty gang, so let's get
yeah,
that
I'm not
straight.
with that shit and other shit he done said. As long as Trick
So,
is rapping, we good.
yes. So if Trick out there or anybody that know Trick, tell him that Manversations want to get on the show with him when he starts his live cooking show, and let the Manversations crew be a guest on there. Y'all
That'd
reach
be
out to
popping.
Trick and let him know. That'll be dope.
That'd
You
be
know what I'm saying?
popping. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to
All
the
right.
mayor.
For sure. Brock Purdy. Yeah, I fuck with
Hell
Brock Purdy.
yeah. That's
I
my
fuck with Brock
quarterback, baby.
Yeah. I call him
49ers.
the new Brady, the little Brady.
You damn right.
Yeah, I fucks with him.
Super Bowl
Popeye.
bound. Who?
Yes, definitely. Popeyes. Oh,
Hell
no.
yeah.
I can't
Hell
do
yeah. That's my
No,
guilty
dog.
pleasure.
I can't do it. After I saw what you call it, I ain't eat that since.
Have
After
you
I
saw
saw
who?
who cloned Tyrone. I ain't eat that. I want to go underneath Popeyes now. I want to see what's underneath Popeyes.
That's my guilty pleasure. I'm sorry, man. Oh God.
They got white dudes underneath Popeyes with afros, man.
Man.
All right, next up is Miami Gardens. Yes, I
Hell
love Miami
yeah.
Gardens.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out to Reggie Leon out there. Shout out to Stevenson. He's been doing a great work. Stevenson's been doing great work. Leon's been doing great work.
Right.
Just the Miami Gardens political-based group of politicians out there have been doing great work for the community. You know, it's a historical community that got incorporated, and it's so much history over there. And actually, it's a place that you can find the most productive Black people in a city within the whole state. So cherish Miami Gardens. If you haven't been there, visit it, and look at the landscape and how they're doing it. The political people are just making that city so great for Black people. They have a lot of programs out there for Black folks as far as gardening and doing that. They've been giving away garden beds to the Black folks. They're figuring out ways to the elderlies for the taxing, making sure that they don't get affected by the taxing and all that. So you guys got to understand, man. Miami Gardens, to me, A1.
There it is. There it is.
All right. Next up is Dania. What's that? Gurari?
Denai Guerrero.
Oh, Denai Guerrero. Okay.
Denai Guerrero.
Who's that?
That's the chick from Black Panther, Okoye.
Oh, okay. Yes, definitely.
Hell yeah. I like her, man. I like her.
I love her.
I saw her in Walking Dead as Michonne first. She a beast.
Oh, yeah.
She's a monster.
She's legendary, man. She fits those when you look at a strong Black woman as far as a warrior, yes, she fits that role perfectly to the T.
She can act her ass off. Yeah.
Yes, she can, definitely. All right, next up is Bernadette Stannis.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What Black man don't like Bernadette Stannis?
Who's Bernadette Stannis?
Thelma from Good Times, man.
Oh,
come on,
I never knew her real name. You gotta say Black people get caught up with the character. We don't say Bernadette. Oh yeah, remember Bernadette? No,
you supposed to know her real name. You know Felicia Rashad. Come on now.
But I know Claire Huxtable more than that. Felicia Rashad had to have me sit there like, oh yeah, okay. But you say Claire Huxtable? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We know the character names.
Yeah. That's what Bernadette Stannis is. She's just that's the one chick, man, like is just universally, like back in the days before Claire Huxtable, the one chick that universally was just beautiful to every Black man. Like, yo, nobody ever talked down on Thelma's beauty. Nobody. You dig? Right. That was like the first TV chick we was like, okay, yeah. You feel me? And so and she carried herself with grace. And, you know, whatever the case may be, too, into her old age, she's still out here, man, you know, carrying herself gracefully and respectfully. And shout out to that sister.
Yeah, met her, super dope sister, real down to earth, still have that funny vibe from the Good Time show.
You met her?
Yeah, I met her. She's down here a lot. She's actually down in South Florida a lot. I'm starting to think that she lives down here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've seen her. Pretty much a lot of these events have her. They'll bring her out and you know, pay her to come through, and she'll come through. And
that's
you know,
she's
a people's person. She doesn't have her nose up or nothing, man. You talk to her like it's a cousin or auntie in a cookout. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. That's dope.
Super dope.
I like that.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. So that is it for our Hell Nah, Hell No segment. So we come to our last segment of the night, which is the crown check. All right.
Yeah.
So in the crown check, we have a great sister, dope sister. And this sister was picked by Major. And this was one of Major's choices. And voila. Boom.
It is. Josephine Baker. Yeah, man. Right. Yes. So,
Josephine Baker was an American-born French dancer, singer, and actress. Her career was centered primarily in Europe, mostly in her adopted France. She was the first Black woman to star in a major motion picture. In 1927, the silent film Siren of the Tropics, directed by Mario Nalpez, and Henry, I don't know his last name, not gonna try it. Also with during that time, during her early career, Baker was among the most celebrated performers to highlight the revenues of the Foley's Berg in Paris. Her performance in the review of Jesus Christ of the Foley in the 1920s caused a sensation in her city. Her costume and consisting of only a short skirt of artificial bananas and
Wow.
a beaded
Wow.
necklace, became an iconic image and a symbol both for the jazz age and the roaring 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Baker was celebrated as by artists and intellectuals of the era who variously dubbed her the Black Venus, the Black Pearl, the Bronze Venus, and the Creole Goddess. Born in
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis, Missouri, she renounced her U.S. citizenship and became a French national after her marriage to a French industrialist, Jean Lion, in 1937. She raised her children in France and also on the activism side. Although based in France, Baker supported the civil rights movement during the 1950s when she arrived in New York with her husband, Joe. They were refused reservations at 36 hotels because of the racial discrimination. She was
Mm-hmm.
so upset by this treatment that she wrote articles about the segregation in the United States. She also began traveling in the South. She gave a talk at Fisk University, a historical black college in Nashville, Tennessee, on France, North Africa, and the equality of the races in France. She refused to perform in a segregated audience in the United States, although she was offered $10,000 by a Miami club. The club eventually met her demands. Her instance of mixed audience helped to integrate live entertainment shows in Las Vegas, Nevada. So when you guys go and see Usher and all of that, thank Josephine Baker for that.
Real talk.
After this incident, she began receiving threats of phone calls from people claiming to be from the Ku Klux Klan, but sadly, publicly, that she was not afraid of them. But said publicly that she was not afraid of them. And I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to highlight that part of it because people got to understand that you have to stand up. Too many times, black men, black women, we cower down. We're not unapologetic like our ancestors are. So
Yeah.
sometimes when I see people wear these shirts that say "I'm not my ancestors," and they thinking they're wearing it as if you're tougher than your ancestors, and that's far from the truth. Our ancestors been through some shit. They
Real
stood up in
talk.
some shit and they whooped ass in some shit. You don't
Yep.
see that nowadays.
You
So
don't.
uh, pay homage and respect to our ancestors. A lot of times y'all think they soft because y'all never knew the real story behind what went down. And I told you guys before, I read a book called My Love, My Life, My Legacy by Coretta Scott King. And in that book, she talks about the amount of ass kickings that Dr. King gave out and a lot of the ass kickings he took for our people.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
don't understand what your ancestors went through. Please don't wear that shirt like that. And if you're not a person who is even on that level of out here doing half of what the ancestors do, please don't wear that shirt. I find that shirt to be very disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? We got to fight. We got to get back to what our ancestors were. We're losing a lot of dignity, a lot of courageous power out of us. And we need to garnish that back. And that's why you're seeing the problems we're facing today. And that's why we're regressing much faster with more than our ancestors than they built for us. And they built a lot of stuff and they were able to sustain a lot of stuff with less than what we had. And that's
True.
sad. If that we're able to gain more and lose a lot of what they built for us versus they didn't have shit and built up a lot for us.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get back to building that greatness again and doing that for the next generation because right now we're not even doing it. And I
Real
land my
talk.
plane on
No, that you absolutely spot on with it, man. I love the fact that you highlighted that this sister was not afraid of people calling her claiming they was the Ku Klux Klan and making death threats.
that.
These Negroes out here afraid that they might lose an endorsement from Wheaties. You understand
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? The whole that's one of the most ignorant things you can say. I am not my ancestors.
Yeah.
In the way that they mean it, because the ancestors were far more courageous than most of you niggas. Most of you
Yeah.
niggas won't bust a grape if we just keeping it a buck. So shout out to our sister Josephine Baker for not being afraid and for refusing to perform in certain venues when they had a problem with her race, for refusing to stay at certain hotels when they had a problem with her race, and for writing articles about it and bringing awareness to it and protesting it. A lot of young nowadays don't have that kind of courage, and I'm talking about the men. You understand what I'm saying? This sister had that type of courage. So shout out to her. And I always have this hang up that I have when I see black women praising Marilyn Monroe for crying out loud for what? You understand? Like, why? Like, that's the standard of beauty when you have the Josephine Bakers and the Dorothy Dandridges and so forth and so on that come from your lineage and your heritage, and you never pay those women dust. You understand what I'm saying? They were far more beautiful. They were far more recognized by your community. But then, if we get into that, then we got to talk about self-hatred. That's a whole other show. So you dig? I'm going to just land right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sister, very powerful sister, very talented sister that carried herself with class and dignity and did sistering the right way. You dig?
Exactly.
That's what I like to see. Some hood rat posted last week that I hated women somehow, or that I had a problem with women because I was so bitter, or whatever the case may be. And I politely pointed out to her goofy ass that I praise women a lot more than she does. Several times a week, I post up things about women specifically. I have a show that I'm a part of where we go out of our way to talk about women specifically and the greatness that a lot of black women have brought about, like we're doing today. The difference is we're not just going to be all up your ass colon kissing and telling you how wonderful you are, when there's a whole other side. When you're right and you're doing what's up, when you're right and you're doing what's up and what's good, we're going to praise you. When you're out of line and you're doing what's crooked, we're going to critique you. And that's like anybody else, boo-boo. Grow up, be a goddamn adult. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's how it goes. Everybody gets criticized. No one is above criticism, and you can't grow if you don't know how to take constructive criticism.
Correct.
So, shout out to our sister, Crown Check in effect this week, as it is every week. And shout out to the other sisters who are out there doing what they're supposed to do. We love you. We hold you down. We respect you. We just ain't with the bullshit.
Exactly. All right. So thank you, everybody tuning in for a wonderful episode. Sorry that we didn't have Bobby Drake here, but he was out there kicking ass on the West Coast. So y'all give a lot of prayers and making sure that our brother come back safe for next week.
Shout out to the homie. Yes.
And we definitely have a great episode for you guys next week coming up. And you guys check that out. Thanks again for everybody telling everybody to share, like, follow us. We love it. Thanks for the wonderful feedback. And we're going to continue to grow, get better. And we got a lot of great things in store for you guys coming up. All right. With that being said, we are up out of here. So peace out, family. Be easy.
Yay. All right.
All right.
On the album, we do things like songs that are a little, what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.